We are in Arizona, 2020, heading down to some mountain range to meet up with my buddy Josh and try and find a few Coues deer bucks. And this is super foreign environment, but pretty excited about it. Never been here before, never hunted Coues deer before, so it should be a really fun challenge. But I gotta say, this is feels like a beach vacation, considering it was cold and snowing back home. And then you come down here, and it's just like beautiful t-shirt weather. Might even get a little bit of a tan on this trip, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
We're hunting these mountain ranges that are called the Sky Islands, generally referred to, which are these little isolated but connected chain of mountains in the southern part of Arizona, right on the border of Mexico. And they're interesting because they're really unique in terms of the way they provide these little connected chunks of wild country for game and non-game species.
First impressions, this is super interesting country, beautiful, prickly. Definitely very prickly country. We made it to Arizona here. It's January, and this is the first time I've ever been out here Coues hunting, and we're archery hunting. You can actually shoot any buck, but the idea would be to shoot a Coues buck, because I've never shot a Coues deer before. So we just got to the spot we're meeting my buddy Josh at, and he's not here yet. We got about an hour and a half of daylight left, so we're gonna do a little hike just to kind of see what we can see and get a lay of the land. So we're gonna hike in a little ways, a couple miles, and set up and just glass till dark. Comprised of 57 distinct mountain islands separated from one another by grassland and desert seas, the Madre and Sky Islands, as they're officially known, blanket a vast swath of northwestern Mexico and southwestern United States. A world biodiversity hotspot, the Sky Islands blend the Sonoran and Chihuahuan deserts with the temperate north and the tropical south. Here, one can explore wild mountain ranges over 10,000 feet high, blanketed in mixed conifer forests characteristic of the Canadian North, while just miles away are harsh desert valleys characteristic of central Mexico. This collision of diverse ecological zones in such close proximity has translated into an equally stunning array of wildlife inhabitants. Black bear and the occasional jaguar prowl side by side. More than half of all birds in North America can be found in the skies overhead, and down in the dense thickets of oak and pine thrive the diminutive species of deer that we had come to hunt, the Coues whitetail.
Found our first deer track. Not all that fresh, but it's always nice to see sign that animals are around. We're gonna hustle up to this knob up here so we can get there. It'll last like 45 minutes of light or something. There's deer around here. Good sign.
their adaptability to terrain is unreal. You can find these Coues deer down on these desert flats surrounding these giant sky islands that pop up out of nowhere. You can find them all the way on the tops of the mountains as well. You can find these things in super lowland desert in the middle of the summer, just getting baked by the sun, and they are out there living a good life. As long as there's water, they're fine. And even if there's not a ton of water, a lot of these deer will get moisture just from the food that they're eating out here. It's the vegetation. They're not a migratory species like deer in other parts of the country, mule deer and elk. Elk will migrate, as the snow hits and stuff like that. These deer seem like they thrive in all different environments.
So I bumped 4 does, mule deer does, on the way up here, but I haven't seen a single thing here since we've been glassing for the last 10 minutes, except for some turkeys, wild turkeys. I'm not too worried about it. This is all east facing, so I think in the morning, if you're up here, any deer that are out popping around should, as it's sunny out, they'll pop really well. So it gives us a good game plan for tomorrow.
I almost swore off hunting them with a bow for years. And then something about it, just like them living out there and being so hard to find.
The opportunities for wild hunting adventures in Arizona's extensive share of the Sky Islands region are predictably vast. More than 20 mostly wild mountain ranges beckon hunters targeting the secretive Coues deer to shoulder a pack and begin picking their way up through the emery, oak, and pinyon pine, cat's claw, andocatia, yucca, and agave. On the other side of this thorny mix of flora is the kind of hunt one doesn't soon forget.
And to have these just high elevation mountain ranges sort of juxtaposed with the low valleys of the desert just creates this really unique and interesting habitat. Makes it kind of fun to hunt in.
And the sun's gonna be coming in this way, so all of this is gonna be lit up, right? So all this stuff will be lit up pretty good. This was a good spot to glass, and you can easily just kind of you can poke out here if you wanted to see more of. I just don't know all what I'm looking for yet in terms of where they prefer to be.
Yeah.
But it all looked good. I don't know what the food looks like further in there, but
It gets thicker as you when I got in here. That's the pin I said?
yeah, that's you.
Yeah, when I got in there, it definitely gets thicker and stuff. It's not as sparse looking.
Okay. And the grass is hammered around.
But all
maybe
this is all super glassable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see that real well from here too.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also see up these draws too.
Oh, cool.
There's that burned timber. There's some burned snowy.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if those do they hang out up on like that higher country too?
Oh yeah.
Spotted my first Coues deer. Looks like a doe. Doe about a mile away.
I got a deer. I don't know if it's a deer.
Is it butt end facing you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, that's a Cousie.